Smack. Welcome to Super Smack.
Welcome to Super Smack,
the rugby podcast from the fans for the fans.
You had
the Rugby Championship is over.
You had a lovely long two on that intro.
I did
I? I went, shit, is he going to stop?
No, I was just like, my lungs were just feeling good, you know?
It was nice. You could audition for the Jungle Book.
Just had a couple of vapes, really opened up the lungs, you know?
Actually, you would have made a really good Mowgli.
Yeah, you've said that before, mate.
Oh, have I?
Yeah, back in the day, maybe when I was a little bit younger.
Yeah, because you've often said you were a small, wee little thing.
I was a wee man, yeah.
But you would have had a bit of fire and a little bit of cheekiness, you know?
I was probably a little bit too tubby to play Mowgli. Mowgli's quite a slender little boy, you know? A little bit too.
You would have been Timu Mowgli. Just come on.
Or just a young Pumbaa.
Actually, yeah, you are a bit Pumbaa. Yeah.
Well, I think these days,
in fact, you and I are sort of Timon and Pumbaa in some ways.
I think I'm maybe a young father these days. I think that I'm getting into that territory.
Great,
you know, in terms of playing age, you know, playing age and stage. I reckon I'd probably be like a young Mufasa. Maybe a Scar.
No, you're not sort of genuinely evil enough to be a Scar. You can be a bit of a dick sometimes, but you're not. You're not Scar material. No. Who do you think I am?
Well, I mean, my
Zazu,
first choice would be Timon.
Yeah, great. I love Timon.
Because you're just like, you're tall, you're strawberry blonde, you're a little bit lanky, and you just like, you love poking fun, and you're a bit of a pessimist, you know? Like, I feel like Timon was a little bit of a pessimist. He's like, the world's gonna fuck me over. He's a cis white male, basically, Timon.
What? What's that got to do with anything?
I don't know, mate. I'm just wanting to wind you up because I know that you love that woke stuff.
Other people don't have negative views. Anyway,
what are we talking about, mate?
Well, we're here to talk about rugby because this is a rugby podcast. And for those of you that are listening, you've probably tuned in to hear a little bit about the sport with the oval ball.
Yeah.
And there were some good examples of that on the weekend. We had the last round of the Rugby Championship, the last Bledisloe Cup match.
Which was a good victory for the All Blacks.
Yes, it was 2 in a row, which we haven't done for a while. So well done, All Blacks.
2 in a row against what we were sort of deeming as a quality opposition, I think.
Which I kind of renege on saying.
What are you talking about, mate? The Aussies, they had their moments and they actually had their opportunities to win that game. They didn't take them, but
they didn't take them, and they seldom do.
They had some good opportunities, and you know what? They got a couple of yellow cards which didn't help them out. And I feel like I said this to you yesterday. You know, you sort of talked about us having a pretty good game, you know, and it being a pretty solid All Blacks performance and an All Blacks win. But mate, I feel like Aussie lost that game just as much as we won it.
Oh, they lost it all right. I mean, I sort of just going to go. I'm disappointed. I thought they maybe were worse than Eden Park, and I mean, mate, they didn't score a try for like most of the match.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They had one disallowed. They kind of scored one, but then there was a little knock on. You know,
but it was just a little bit like Anyway, you don't want to beat up on old Aussie, but I was hoping that they might be a bit more in there.
They had some good performances, though. Fraser McRae had another classic game in the loose forwards.
Great player.
Mate, he is so good. And you know what? The breakdown was scrappy. And it wasn't until I saw the Argentina-South Africa game that I realized how scrappy the breakdown was. And it was like, there was never like clean ball for either side. There was constantly penalties at the breakdown. There was people going in and out. It was like, it was never
going
fast.
On the side.
Yeah, and going in the side.
Old
people
Scooter.
going, yeah, exactly.
Good at
and
that.
Scooter, he's looking like he was going to cry a couple of times on the field. Oh, I got that wrong.
I mean, he kind of looks like he's going to cry most times, doesn't he?
He does. Old a little
Scooter.
Bit.
Yeah.
He has got so much pressure on him at the moment. I can see it.
Imagine.
You can see it in his shoulders, man. The guy is like, he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders.
He needs
and
to
I feel
pop down to
sorry
fans
for him.
in St. Luke's and just get himself a little.
No, he needs a little massage. But yeah,
little Asian woman.
I feel like we had a good performance. And things, the game plan was there. I feel like we've got the talented players, and we've got some people in some good positions now. You're like Quintu Pai put his hand up, which was amazing in the midfield. That seems like it's going to be a pretty good a combination going forward into the end of the tour.
Certainly one that should keep exploring.
Yep. And I feel like our loose forwards did pretty well. What do you think?
I think they did. I mean, Artie is, he's always pretty flawless, isn't he? I thought Lakai had a few good busting runs off the back.
And a few good tackles, good defence. We saw him. Simon Parker had another one of those games where we didn't really hear his name much, but obviously he was pretty solid,
Crazy. He just goes out. He's like the invisible man.
Yeah.
Simon Parker is like the invisible man. He goes out and he just does his job, and he makes very few errors. That's why you don't hear his name, partly. But you also don't see him doing anything kind of crazy amazing either. He just sort of it's funny. He's like a cleaner in an office block. Yeah. So you just don't even notice he's there, the good ones. They just go about their business, and you can continue working right throughout the evening and not be disturbed. So well done, Simon.
Do you have a cleaner, mate?
Yes. La?
Yeah. And she do a good job?
Yeah. Well, she used to clean your place, remember?
Oh. She does a great job.
She won't be listening in.
No. La's a great cleaner.
Always subtly putting up the prices, I've got to say.
Oh, really?
Always just sort of like
inflation,
them
mate.
up.
Well, you can't tell me that you haven't put up your prices.
Prices for what? I don't
For
clean.
your work. No, for your work, mate. You're constantly putting your prices up. I've noticed.
You're hard. What do you mean? I don't charge you for anything.
Or were you expensive right from the start? You just you were looking at what 2025
services.
Mate, I remember once you charged me $250 for 2 headshots.
$250. You should be so lucky. $250, and those were good shots actually. They weren't so bad back in the day, mate.
They were great, mate.
No,
they were
don't
great.
be it.
250 was hardly.
They were as only a headshot's only as good as the talent. And
mate, you took them, and then I think you spent about 5 minutes doing an autocorrect on Photoshop, and then that was it.
So you
sent them to me.
Do you think that all
didn't
the
even
great
get the raw
headshot
files,
photographers
just got
out,
JPEGs?
All the good photographers out there, they don't do that same thing. Of course they do, mate. It's a raw. If you're a good photographer, you're a quick setup. You've got your presets. You take it in the same controlled environment, and it's click, bang, boom, done.
All I'm saying is, mate, back in those days, I wasn't earning much, and neither were you.
Was I.
You were charging me full price. You got $250 for about half an hour's work.
$250 is not full price. What are you on about? Did I cut your show reel as well?
Yeah. yeah, that was even more expensive. It was about $2,000.
No,
it was about $2,000.
I charged around about $400.
Gareth Williams show reels. You had your own website.
Yeah, I had my own website. I had a business. It was actually quite good. I had to be industrious, and then I just couldn't be bothered anymore.
So yes,
anyway,
Simon Parker he is a solid performer. There's one problem that I do have with the way that the All Blacks performed, it was all pretty solid. It was all good. We had some good performances. We had a bit rusty under the high ball, which is, it's just a little Achilles heel of ours. But we're just lacking that little extra 5% of inspiration.
5% uplift.
We need someone. We need someone to really go into battle and follow, And I feel like that's what we're missing.
I see where you're going with this.
I don't know. Like I'm a big fan of Scott Barrett, but maybe not as a captain anymore. And I know this has been bounded around, and I think now is the time, now that we're coming off a win and we're coming off
very rare.
We're coming off a second win in a row, and we've got the Bledisloe locked away, which was obviously one of our goals. We didn't quite win the Rugby Championship. We were close.
No, very close.
And it was like we've won 7 tests this year, only lost 2, 77% I worked out. That was the win percentage for this year.
It's not bad.
Not bad. It's not bad. But I think
4 to go.
And to get that little extra little bit that we need, to get that extra little bonus point that we need, that extra little victory, to make sure that we're not letting in 40 points at the end of a game, which really cost us the Rugby Championship. It was that points differential at the end of the day.
Sort of.
We need that little bit of mana, that little bit of spiritual leadership, which we get from someone like Artie. This is why I'm thinking end of year tour, we get rid of Scott Barrett as captain. We keep him in the team. I think, mate, he's stressed the fuck out. The guy has got so much on his shoulders that
he does.
I can't imagine anyone like that being able to play their best rugby. So I feel like we need to get back to Scott Barrett playing at like his super sane
Right, so you think
rugby.
he's not playing his best rugby either, rather than not just the leadership, but you don't think he's playing
I think he's definitely played better in his career. Don't you? You would agree, wouldn't you?
I mean, I think so, yeah. I mean, look, yes, I would probably say he's maybe being outplayed by the other two starters.
And he's not. He's not past it. Like he's still really fucking good, and he's like a world class player.
He's also kind of not like even the season. He's done some great work. Like he's sort of a bit silently just gets on with it. He's a bit Parker sometimes too.
But why not? Why not? But you don't want that from your captain.
Yeah,
you don't want that from your captain.
You want like Artie, who's always a stellar example of a rugby.
You want someone that you're gonna follow anywhere, without question. You want someone inspirational, and I feel like that's going to inspire the younger guys. It's going to make sure that everyone comes up. Like when you're deep in the trenches and your game plan's falling to shit at the 60th minute of a game in Wellington, a test match. Everyone's exhausted. You need that extra little bit. And I feel like someone like Artie in a leadership role as a captain brings that out. Someone like Scott Barrett, I don't know. The guy can't do a press conference
He looks like he's going to cry.
He looks upset all the time.
But who's to say that he's not inspirational within the camp? Like maybe he is. Maybe the players actually really do look up to him. I mean, the guy's won 7 Super Rugby titles. He has to be inspirational to some extent. I mean, that's why they gave him the job in the first place, right?
Yeah, but there's nothing to say that he can't use those skills in a leadership role within the team. I just don't think his best role in the team is to be captain. Maybe it was a couple of years ago, but not anymore. That's just my 2 cents. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and whatever. And I'm prepared to be completely wrong, but I just think it's time for a little change, man.
Okay. I mean, I reckon it would come next season, if anything. I don't think they're going to throw him out before the Northern Tour. But
it's not throwing him out. I don't think that's the right way to look at it. I think it's to reassess what his best role is in the team. He's not getting paid any extra to be captain. It's not like he's losing, some mortgage repayments or something.
Captain's bonus.
I don't know, mate. I think it's just the captain's armband, and I feel like you've got to pick the best person to do that. For the betterment of the team.
I totally hear what you're saying. I still don't think they're going to do it for the Northern Tour. I think they need to back him. I think there's a certain element in the All Blacks where they go, no, I'm gonna back you. I'm gonna back you for the season, even if you're perceived to be struggling a bit. We're gonna stay behind you and see what you can do. I think after the Northern Tour, maybe for the next season, you might start to reevaluate.
I disagree,
when you've had
mate.
a break.
I feel like you
think they should.
When you're on tour, that's when you try stuff. That's when you bring in a bolter. I reckon there'll be a couple of little bolters that come into this team from Razor.
Who do you think's going to come in?
Well, I don't know yet, because that's why they're called bolters, mate. They're unpredictable. They're the ones that come into the squad and you go, where the fuck did they come from? And then they might have a little flop, or they might have a sublime performance, and you realize that they were actually better than the person that was in the team instead of them, So I don't know. I feel like a Northern Tour is a good time to roll the dice a little bit.
Okay. I don't think they'll do it, but I hear you. Poor Scooter.
Nah, man. Scooter's great. I reckon Scooter. I don't think poor Scooter.
Throwing him under the bus.
No, I'm not, mate. I reckon he's going to be a much better player for us as the All Blacks.
Okay. Take the pressure off him.
Not the captain. If he's just there as a strong leader in the middle row.
What? But, mate, they've said that it's been said about Ardie Savea that's the reason they didn't make him captain, is because
but look what it did for Moana Pacifica. He played out of his skin when he was a leader and
but
a captain.
Do you think that the risk is that something similar happens to Ardie? I mean, imagine putting him in a position where his game started going off. I mean, it's hard to imagine, but you know,
I just think that Ardie's got the leadership skill set where it's not going to change him. It's actually going to make it better.
Interesting. I'd love to be able to fly on the wall for that because I wonder whether. Yeah, because like you say, that is a lot of pressure. It's a very unique person you need to take that role. Like it's a hell of a burden. And I can imagine most of those guys are like, please leave me alone. I don't want to be captain.
Yeah, but also like half of it is being front facing. You're the face of the team. And he's not very good at that part of the game. He's better at just being a workhorse on the field and playing bloody well as a lock.
We did all right. We did all right, and there's a few things to work on that we haven't quite nailed. He doesn't speak so well. I've got to say, like listening to Sia after the Rugby Championship was. It was a different story. And Sia Khaleesi had his troubles early on. Like he really had to come into that role, but now he certainly is, and he also happens to be captaining a very, very good rugby side as well. But the way he talks is just, it makes so much sense. He talks. But if you're not able to do it.
You're not able to do it when you're speaking for your team at a press conference. Imagine what the halftime speeches are like and around the huddle, you know?
Well, do you know what? You actually mostly see other people talking. I don't think I've seen Scooter doing much talking. So, yeah. I don't know, man. All right, well, I hope you get your wish.
Something to think about.
Something to think about. Well,
I think it's better to do it off a couple of wins. He's done well. We're going to give you a rest, mate. We want you in the team. You're a hugely important part of this team.
Hey, Scott, you're wonderful. But
I just want to start, Scott, by saying that you're a great player.
Yeah. And he goes, "You're taking the captaincy off me, aren't you?"
Just for now.
Not taking so much as redistributing.
I'm just want to ask you, do you think you would be a better player if you weren't the captain?
Oh, I mean, maybe, but I kind of like it.
What do you like about it, Scott? Because I don't see you really enjoying it, mate. It looks like you're about to cry every time the camera's pointed at you.
Yeah, well, I feel that now actually too. I guess I like making the decisions.
But also, mate, like when you make a mistake on the field and you go into the side of the ruck and you cause a penalty, I can just see the weight of a nation on your back, and you just screw up your face like you're about to burst into tears and feel like you need to call your mum. So maybe what if we just take a lot of that pressure off your back there, mate, and we just focus on being a good lock?
Okay.
Nothing to say that we can't make you a captain in the future again.
No. Can I still get those little Cadbury favourites?
Absolutely, mate.
In the captain's basket?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Maybe you could. Could I be vice captain?
Yeah.
Well, there's a question. Would he become vice captain?
Nah, we'll just get rid of the captaincy.
Because Geordie's vice captain. So
yeah, he's great.
Do you leave him, or do you make Scott vice captain?
Mate, there was one point in the game where, right at the end, just before George Bauer scored, it was a moment of, do we go for the goal, go for the post, or do we go for the line?
I know the one you mean, yeah.
Geordie Barrett was right there, and he just called it to the ref, and he made the decision, and then he looked around and went, "Oh shit! Hey Scott, I've just said that we're going to go."
Did he?
Yeah, he did, mate.
Mate, you are this narrative. You're kind of making shit up. But no, I know the moment you mean. Hang on, I've got to get up. Jeez, sorry.
Are you all right?
Yeah. Just excuse me, everyone.
Gareth's nipping to the loo. I think he's about to wee himself.
I made a terrible mistake.
He hasn't plugged in his computer probably. But yeah, it's just one of these things. But man, we love Scott. Scooter is a good player. And you know what? With Tupou Vai injured out for the rest of the season, we've got Fabian Holland there, Paddy Tuipulotu. You've got a Josh Lord on the fringe. I mean, there's probably some other locks that might come in as bolters. Who do you bring in? Who do you bring in instead of Scott Barrett? Say. I mean, I mean, you don't need to bring anyone in, I guess. But Tupou Vai is injured. So who else do you bring into that locking department?
Well, Josh, yeah, I mean, like you say, Josh Lord for sure is always skirting around. I mean, Paddy Toops is going to be fantastic up there with Fabian.
Yeah.
Then you got Scooter. So then you got Josh Lord. I don't know, who else do you need to bring anyone else in? Or is that
probably
the full complement?
36
You're
in
taking
that
four
squad.
but you're only taking 4 locks.
Yeah, you got one more.
Yeah, so it's Josh Lord, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tupai.
Hang on, no, do you need another one? No, you need another one now.
You need 5.
No, have we got 4? Yeah, Paddy
We're
Toops,
not dropping,
Fabian.
no, this is what I'm saying. We're not dropping
Yeah.
Scott Barrett. Like, he's going to be there 100%.
Oh, thank God. Because it sounds like you're really out to get him.
I just want to roll back to what you said early on in the Super Rugby Championship about Quinn Tupaia. About how he wasn't big enough, about how he wasn't one of those big bustling runners, about how he didn't really have the X factor. He's just a solid player. Mate, he had a sublime game at centre, and that is a good example of someone taking their fucking chance. God damn.
It is.
He's been in the wings. He's had a couple of good cameos off the bench. And then he just came in and he's claimed that 13 jersey off Billy Proctor, I think.
Yes. Well, yeah, unfortunately, you didn't see Billy grabbing bagging 2 tries, did you? Not,
Mate, two good tries as well.
Has Billy scored a try
I don't know.
for the ABs?
I don't think so. Maybe against France.
Two good tries. He's a pretty industrious player, old Quinn.
He punches above his weight. He hits hard. He is big, man. And to fend off a lock.
Wow,
To fend off a lock and untouched, literally just to drop a lock off, and then bustle over to score that second try. He just showed how strong he is.
No, totally, and woeful defense attempt, I suppose, but also his speed.
That was the attack.
It was the speed that worked as well. He showed that when he was chasing after Geordie Barrett's Falcon, Geordie Barrett's little header. He showed some wheels there too, to get it
absolutely
to get ahead. But he also his determination. He just goes for it. He goes 150%. That's it. He's really in there.
I guess that's what I mean with that little bit of X factor, and there's a couple of players that are bringing it. Quinn Tupaia is one of them. And the other couple that I think are bringing it are Leroy Carter and Cam Roigard.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 players I reckon that are just bringing this extra little bit of intensity to the game, man. And they are so good.
That's actually bang on in terms of what we do need to keep up is intensity. It's that's what the Springboks are doing, is that relentless pace, that relentless play that you just can't keep up with. They just put you on the back foot. They did that to us in Wellington. What did you think of Leicester?
I think average.
I thought he had a couple of good busty runs. What was clear is that he was it was like Caleb Clark was there, but he wasn't. It was a very similar thing.
I think Caleb Clark did better than Leicester. I think Leicester seemed a little bit like he was new. I feel like it was like he was a little bit out of place. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really see what I wanted to from Leicester.
I mean, he got a couple of opportunities that could have gone the other way, the defense got him. But I definitely, to be honest, he was give him another run out there.
He was definitely not as good as Caleb under the high ball. And that's a big point of contention for me.
What are we going to do?
We had a backward step, mate. Well, we actually had a good combination and some good skills in that area at Eden Park. Then we just lost them all.
It was pissing with rain.
Yeah, sure, but that didn't stop the Aussies from claiming some balls up there. We didn't get anything until the 60th, 70th minute. That was the first time we actually claimed a good kick. It was the only time we got the ball back from a contestable was when Aussie made a mistake.
Yeah.
We never actually claimed anything for ourselves, or even knocked it back for ourselves.
That's kind of obviously that's good as well. But yeah, I mean the high ball, it is interesting. We really, if we're going to use it as a tactic, we obviously need to execute it properly. Otherwise, why are we bothering?
Totally.
I guess we're just hoping that the 50-50, it is a 50-50.
Well, we're
so
hoping
maybe
for
it's
mistakes,
good enough.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not good enough to hope for a mistake.
Well, no, maybe it is against Australia. I don't know. Maybe if you know your other team's weakness, I don't know. Yeah,
Mate,
it would be
none
nice
of us
to see
want to
some...
support a team that is hoping for a mistake rather than actually going up and claiming a ball.
Do you reckon that, I mean, in some ways, you could argue that the All Blacks' very DNA is preying upon other teams' mistakes. We have been the absolute best team in the world. We scored a large amount of our tries and over our time have been off in play against the run of play mistakes from another team, and we get the ball and we punish.
I think you're talking about punishing mistakes. Yes. It's not relying on someone to make a mistake to then win.
Isn't that
I feel like
inherently the same thing?
It's when you're in a position to score, you score.
Oh, you're talking about when we are on the attack, we instead of trying to force an error from the other team.
Yeah, exactly. It's when there is an error, you then execute a good piece of attacking play and score.
I don't think we're doing that. I mean, I think our attack was a lot more structured than the Wallabies. Like, I think we were showing a lot more promise there. It's just like the things just don't come off anymore like they used to for the 80s.
I know.
You know, the chances of something coming off, 9 times out of 10 it would work for us. Now it's like 5 times out of 10, maybe half. It's like a 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
The drop ball, the held up,
We've lost all the ease. We've lost all the ease of like making it look like
and the opportunities are there. You go,
clockwork.
God damn it, if that ball had just gone to hand, old mate would have been off. You know, it's just, but there's too many of those little bits, too many of those. God, you see you see Razor in the box just going, fuck. Like, if only that pass had just kind of come off. And it's like, damn it, you know, we just need to get those percentages up a little bit more.
We have any injuries?
Yes, we do.
What about Will Jordan? I mean, I know Tupou Vai is injured, but Will Jordan scared me a bit.
Well, I think he's all right.
And because he got his little knee twisted. And then he was hobbling around. And there was like, I think the last 10 minutes of the game, or maybe 5 minutes of the game, he had to stay on because there was no one to bring on to replace him because we'd emptied the bench. But he was like, he wasn't part of the game after that. He was just sort of like on the fringe.
Christ, I hope he's all good.
We haven't heard anything, so maybe we've got away with it. But
Ruben Love's going to get his chance, isn't he?
Oh boy, it makes me nervous not having Will Jordan there.
Well, yeah, of course, he's one of our best players. Yeah, absolutely. Although I thought, it would be great to have someone like Ruben get some game time, more game time at 15, say. Wouldn't be a bad thing.
Well, he came on. What did you think of him coming off the bench?
Good. He hardly got an opportunity. No. He just hardly got the ball, is the truth. There wasn't a huge amount of opportunity, especially when it was that wet. Everything became a bit closer. Yeah.
I
think he's good.
Get an opportunity.
Who?
For their first professional try. George Bauer.
Yes, the first try.
A kid in a candy store. The smile and the elation that was on his face when he came up from that try. It's like
nothing you've ever seen.
Mate, it's like he'd been given a car. He'd won the lotto. He'd had his first taste of a McDonald's quarter pounder. With Big Mac sauce and some fries on the side, he was just a pig in shit.
Was that for you? Is that a memory of a complete happiness? Is getting your first quarter pounder?
No, there's just a little bit of like happy association with that. Like I'm just talking like all of those things happening at one time.
Mate,
that was the look on George Bauer's face. I've never seen someone look happier. Like I actually think that there were people that looked less happy when we won the World Cup. Like, you remember when Bodie Barrett scored that try in the 2015 World Cup? Bowden, he's done it. He's done it. The World Cup is going to New Zealand. And, we saw some elation there, but it was nothing on what George Bauer was displaying
and the cup
Saturday.
Is his. It's New Zealand's.
Mate, I just want to know how George celebrated. I want to know what he got up to.
Well... He may, to be honest, mate, he may have gone and got a quarter pounder. I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Because it was a late call up for George. He wasn't. He was in for and his injury cover. Lomax and the group went down. So he's been
skirting around the edges.
Six string hooker. I mean, six string prop at the moment.
Do you? Yeah, easy. Maybe he had a 6-string hooker. Maybe that was the celebration. Or can I get that one? Do you reckon they are allowed to go out and get Maccas on a Saturday night after the game at the end of the playing and training week? They're allowed to go out and just order something from Maccas?
I think so.
They can do what they want on a Saturday night, right? That's the cheap
but
night,
I mean,
right?
I guess
and I don't mean,
there's a personal responsibility to make sure you look after yourself.
Yeah,
and you want to keep yourself in tip-top shape. George Bower doesn't want to. He's just got to play himself back into the team, and he's got his first meat pie. So maybe he's just gone for. He's gone to KFC and got himself a chicken salad or something. Just to, so he gets a little taste of it. But he's got some lettuce leaves in there as well, just to keep things on track.
What if he goes out and he gets like a double quarter pounder combo, few cheeseburgers on the sides. He's eating it all. And then at training the next week, he just keeps dropping the ball. He's not concentrating.
Exactly.
Scott pulls him aside and just goes, you went to Macca's, didn't you, mate? It's like, no. You went to Macca's, you had a few too many burgers with all those preservatives, all that sodium nitrate.
Yeah, that takes 7 days to get out of your system, George.
And now you're losing concentration. You had your chance. We're going to have to send you back to NPC. That's where you eat burgers, mate. At NPC.
Is that where Scott's showing his Scott Barrett showing his captaincy band?
Oh, that was Razor.
Oh, that was Razor.
Yeah. Oh no, Scott would just go, "Were they yum?"
He's not dumb, mate. Scooter's not
just going to be like, that burger was pretty nice, eh? The one we ate on the sidewalk.
Mate, I just think, I don't know. Yeah, I think George would have had a big night celebrating. And I think
and so he should.
I reckon he would have kept that shit-eating grin on his face for hours.
I reckon he asked for the match ball.
Yeah, he might have. Yeah, I would have taken it.
I'm never letting it go. You see him in the corner of the dressing room just hugging it, like nursing
you know what?
it, maybe even breastfeeding it.
He might even announce his retirement. He might want to go out on a high.
That's all he was waiting for.
He was waiting for that try, and he's going, you know what? I'm retiring from international and domestic rugby. I'm going to go be a builder. I'm going to go be a plumber. Yeah. I'm going to join Preston Roofing down in Hutt Valley.
Yeah. Bauer Blumming. Speaking of retirements, it was lovely to see James Slipper notch up, finally after his 151st, was it, to say goodbye. It was nice.
Yeah, it was nice, but I mean, he had 2 weeks in a row. Why didn't he just celebrate last week? He did his whole 100th test.
Because he's retiring this week, mate. Because this is his last game.
I'm just saying.
Are you begrudging him the man his last game on home soil?
He's dining out on it, isn't he? He's done 2 weeks in a row.
The guy's played only one of 3 professional players in the world to have achieved this feat.
Yeah, and we celebrated it last week.
Oh,
and then all of a sudden we've got to
listen to you.
Speeches. He's got to be presented with a fucking framed jersey. Scooter's got to go and bumble himself through another speech.
What he bumbled him. I watched them all lining up and shaking hands with each other, and they were following slips, shaking hands with all the All Blacks. And it was just so interesting to see the ones where he stops and has sort of a conversation, and the ones where he's just like, "Thank you very much."
Yeah.
And Scooter tries to sort of talk to him, and then he keeps on going. He's like, "Oh, yeah." It's just a little bit.
Mate, I just think it was a little bit much to do it 2 weeks in a row. Like
it should have
been a culmination. They did. They gave him a cap, and they do the same thing that the All Blacks do. They gave him a little. I think he got what comes. You got the silver cap for the All Blacks. What does a player get for doing 150 games in the All Blacks? So they
I don't know.
Like a titanium hat or something like that?
Or they get like a patu or something.
I think another,
or like a special taonga. Like they get something a bit different, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, what were they going to do? Just maybe they should have said, "Hey, mate, we're actually going to sit you out for the Perth game because we can't afford to do
can't
two
afford
celebrations.
another celebration. I mean, it's a bit like a Nick White situation where he's retired 7 times now.
Yeah, mate, we had to bring Nick back, and each time we had to like give him some gifts and stuff. We had Joseph's salary alone is crippling us. Mate, we need you to sit this one out. The Aussie Rugby Union is not in good shape financially. I'm so sorry, Slips.
Yeah.
So
See
Slips,
you, mate.
for his last possible game, is just sitting on the sideline.
Well, it's all in his
hat
name,
they
isn't
gave
it?
him at
He should have just slipped out without a fuss.
I honestly don't think they made much of a fuss. That's the
Mate,
thing.
it was a bit. I was watching the Stan Sport coverage, and it was a big old fuss.
I was going to say that's where it was because there didn't seem like there was much of a fuss on the Sky Sport coverage, but of course it was on the Aussie coverage. Mate, as there should be.
No, and good old slips, like I don't know. Yeah, it's just it seemed like it. Yeah, it's only because it was 2 weeks in a row. The slip catcher.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, I think that's all we need to talk about with that game.
Yeah.
Nice to see the All Blacks get up. I mean, my hypercritical eye is kind of like, it still wasn't good enough, but it was actually really good. When you look at it,
it was convincing. We beat them by 13 plus, and in a game where everyone was pretty much saying we were potentially going to lose. It was a great result. We beat them twice. We beat them twice in a row. We beat them for the 11th time in a row and set a new record. It's so funny. We are very, very harsh, and sorry, All Blacks, for being so harsh on you, because actually you are achieving. You're breaking records before our very eyes, and we're still like, get inside and polish the table.
Yeah,
you're not good enough.
You're
not good enough. You're a failure, boy. You're a failure. And this is Raz, maybe something from his childhood coming out that he just won't accept you and the good things you're doing. But
no, I definitely do accept. It's just because I care too much.
No, we care, mate. Of course we care, and I know what you mean because they're not the very, very best that they can be. We know that. They will know that. But they're still achieving some bloody good shit.
It came up in the famous Super Smack chat group, actually.
Yes.
When was the last time that the All Blacks played in their sort of best capacity? What was the time when they played really, really well? You were super, super proud of them, and it was like the best that they could be. And the old answer to that came from a few of the lads, which was the World Cup's semi-final against Ireland.
Quarterfinal.
The quarterfinal, sorry.
Well, I would go one further and actually say all of those games, the quarter, the semi where we thrashed Argentina, and the final where we basically nearly won the World Cup. And if Sam Cane hadn't been red carded, it could have been very different. And credit to, that was on the end of Fozzie having been slated and dragged across the coals by the New Zealand public, and he almost won a World Cup. So that was the last time we were good.
Yeah,
that was,
and maybe that just shows that we're peaking at the right times.
Yeah, or it shows that we had a pretty good team together. I think maybe there's a certain person coming back that might be a key ingredient to our success going forward.
Who's
that was
that?
there? Well, just a certain Canterbury first five. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously we had some really key players that were around then that stood up. We still had Whitelock, we still had Nuggie, we had Richie.
We didn't have Richie, mate.
Richie
Mo'unga. I thought
Richie
you were talking
Mo'unga.
about
No, God, I mean, imagine that. I think we had maybe the ultimate team, but I reckon we build toward 2027. Do you think? I still think we're going to take that. I think we're in
halfway.
Great shape.
Yeah, we're halfway, and I feel like we're
in great
there's
shape.
still room for development, and we're still blooding young players that are going to take us through to that tournament.
And all of this adversity is fantastic. Like getting bollocksed by the South Africans in Wellington, probably a good thing to go, holy shit, those younger players would have been on the receiving end of that wake-up call going, never again. It's those little moments which will steel them for 2 years' time in Sydney.
All right, so we had the Springboks had their opportunity to. All they needed to do was win, and the championship was theirs because of that points differential. And Argentina almost took it.
Oh, mate, it wasn't easy for them. In fact, Argentina had them out of the gates, and then they slowly made a lovely comeback.
Couple of misconversions, which they were,
Yeah.
Actually, DMAC had a shocker off the tee.
Well, he did it first,
points.
and then
he missed 7 points. That would have been a much more flattering scoreline for the end of the game if he'd got those.
He missed a sitter out in front, mate. That was really weird.
Yeah,
that was.
You mean the first one, the first penalty?
Wasn't the second? No, it was one of the conversions.
Oh, yeah.
He missed a conversion that was basically straight out in front.
But he came right. We forget that he hasn't kicked.
It was Quinn's off the header try, I think. Yeah, mate, he's a fantastic kicker. It was weird. Like, I don't know what he was doing.
Oh, and actually, when you just brought that up, do you think that's maybe something that we should employ into the All Blacks tactics?
What?
The header. Like, why not?
Well, if you have the rare opportunity for the ball to bounce right where your head is, then yeah.
I'm thinking if you're in the wet, it's a 50-50 ball, it's like running around the ground. Why not just get down and give it a big old nudge with your head instead of trying to pick it up? Like if you can sort of hit it. Carlos Spencer used to do that off the knee, you remember? He used to do some little chips off the knee.
Yeah.
So you didn't get so much depth. It was a little bit easier to just get the ball down there.
Yeah.
Maybe I think maybe we should bring that into that sort of, that last 5 minutes of training. Instead of doing the big dives for the corner, maybe we should look at some heading practice.
Well, Geordie did a great job at it, and he was so. I love that he went to use his hands too, and then
he pulled them away. He pulled them away like what do you
like he was parting the seas, like Moses,
like some sort of championship diver. He was going and he was just like. And then
he's trying to claim that it was accidental, mate. He knew exactly what he was doing. He went, I'm going to head this ball. I'm going to fucking head it. And
do you think you're allowed to do it if you don't do it? If you do it intentionally,
of course
you are,
because you could never prove as a ref that it wasn't intentional.
I think we should use it.
I knew what you were thinking.
I think it should be the new full tactic of
do you
the All
know
Blacks
what
the head.
I've got a little bit of I always get a little bit excited about how disciplined some of these English refs get. I quite liked how grumpy and how straight this guy was. He's like telling people off left, right, and centre, telling them that he won't be talked back to. I love it. I love it when a ref really lays down the law and is like
everyone knew
treats them like the schoolboys that they are. It's quite good.
It was great.
I thought he was good. I love that. No nonsense,
Anyway, back to the South Africa game.
Yeah, well.
Anything else you want to chat about that? It was just one of those encounters. I think we saw the Argentinians bounce back from what was a decimation in their first test against the Springboks. So they actually played really well, and they showed that they're, in the hunt.
Yeah.
Which is great.
No, they're good. Congratulations for winning the Rugby Championship. We could have had it, and finishing on the same points as them is pretty good. 4 wins apiece. I think it's a good campaign. I think we did well. South Africa definitely deserved to win it. If we'd won it, we would have totally deserved it as well. Good old championship. One of the best we've had.
That's what
in
they're
recent
saying.
years.
One of the best ever.
Well, mate, it was fantastic.
Closest ever.
The competition is great. That's what you want. You want it to, In the end, it finished kind of like how you'd expect it to finish. South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, Argentina. It's funny that, but man, it really threw up some mysteries. Should we talk a little bit about the local
news,
rugby?
Mate.
Why do you have a bit of news, mate? News.
The Wellington Lions have
just go straight for the jugular.
Ruined a 21-0 start of the game to absolutely crumble in the second half against the stellar, in-form, peaking at the right time Bay of Plenty team.
I would not describe Bay of Plenty as stellar or in form. Don't get ahead of yourself, mate. That's ridiculous.
Mate, we just took down the defending champions like they were an old Northland team.
Yeah. Well, mate, you're not alone. We've been taken down by a fair few teams this year, so don't think
including Northland.
Don't think you're anything special. for doing that, and don't get you're clearly not one of the best teams.
We are. We're the third best team so far.
Wow. Are you?
Yeah.
Are you?
That's exactly what you have the standings for.
Well,
After 10 games,
well,
that's kind of generally how it works, mate.
All the best for the competition.
Thank you.
Because you're going to need it. Because I don't see you doing it, I'm afraid.
We've got a very informed Canterbury team. We've got a very informed Otago team. Otago is doing very, very well.
We've got a strange outlier in Counties Monaco.
And Northland.
But I think Counties even more so. And they've come, especially later in the season, they've just snuck on in there with, a big old win over Tasman. So it's really going to be exciting. These playoffs are going to be great, mate.
Actually, Northland's not in it. Counties knocked them out.
No, they got pushed out by Counties.
By Counties,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Good
that's
old
right.
Counties coming from nowhere.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I love that.
So Otago plays Waikato, which is going to be a tricky one because I have this funny feeling that Razor's going to release a few of the All Blacks to play NPC for these final matches. Yeah. So I think the team that's probably going to be bolstered the most is probably the Waikato team because you get the likes of Luke Jacobson, who hasn't had any game time recently. So he's going to have a run.
Who else comes back in?
Albie. Anton Leonard-Brown?
They don't release like Cortez Ratama or anything, do they?
Why not?
Do they? I guess.
Yeah,
what about
he's only had one game, 2 games back.
What happened to Summer Penny? Is he around or is he
still
injured?
No, he's injured, mate. He's injured,
okay. Okay.
He's injured. So I think Waikato might actually get a little bolster. I don't think they're going to get D-Mac back because I feel like he's played in every game. He's played the last 22 games.
But hang on, is Waikato D-Mac's team?
Yeah.
It is?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's from Gore, so it's kind of weird that he plays for Waikato.
Well, no, because that must have just been his first class.
Must have been the package.
Must have been the package.
Otago. I mean, I would expect Otago to take that one out. Just in current form, I wouldn't be surprised if Waikato
they'll give them a good
bounces
go.
back and gives it a good go. Maybe gets bolstered by a couple of big names in there, and maybe that could be a big upset. I hope not, because I think it's time for Otago to have.
It's time for Otago rugby to have a little something to celebrate because it's been pretty desolate down there in Dunners for a while. So I think we're all like pleased for them that they can that they've got something. They've got the shield in the cabinet too. Can they take home all the silverware or wood remove? What's it made out of?
Probably some sort of composite these days. I think it's been remade about 20 times.
Really? So it's not like a natural
it's not a soft wood. There has to be a hardwood because of how disrespectfully it gets treated.
Macrocarpa.
Yeah, probably something like that. Maybe an oak.
Yeah.
Maybe like some sort of English oak.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Nice.
Saturday afternoon game, Bay of Plenty played Tasman, which, I think softwood, mate. I think
is it?
No, it's not. It's
much like yourself.
Let's not get started on that, mate. That's a big hole.
Is it?
Yeah,
you tell
that's
me.
What they say about your mum.
You tell me. Hey, she could be listening.
Sorry.
Nah, she wouldn't know how to get on access this.
Get back and make me some slice.
There's a bit
Tasman is a team that is very risky to face in there, because they're kind of been swinging both ways, like a big schlong. They've been having some really good games and
couple of nights out.
Yeah, a couple of nights out, and then they all of a sudden they lose to the likes of Counties Monaco, which they just did. So they're coming off a loss, and I don't know whether that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing.
I think it's going to steal them to go. Well, like you have to in a playoff game, it's now or never. But they're definitely going to come back and be. They're going to be a different team. So that's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But hopefully, we're the more informed team than what Tasman is at the moment. Yes, you based on last week's game. Yes, you are. You've got it.
We'll be good, mate. And you know what? Maybe we'll get a Leroy Carter back or someone like that. That would be nice.
Maybe. Wouldn't it be great?
Maybe we'll get Mr. Tossy back in the front row, and we'll get a little bit of All Blacks experience there.
Yeah, all right, mate.
Oh, I'm hoping that Razor really, really bolsters that Bay of Plenty team. Just a couple of big names.
Well, I guess a lot of them should be. When's the next? So it's 2nd of November, isn't it, in Chicago? They've got to go.
Yeah.
So, so they can play like at least this week, but then he'll probably steal them back for the semis.
Maybe the semi? Maybe they'll play a couple of games?
But you need to give them some rest, eh?
And also you need to give them some time to get back into the team as well, like there'll be structures and, things within
He'll release the ones on the fringe that he wants to see them, what they've got, see what they can offer back. Yeah.
Maybe Leroy's too precious these days.
Yeah. Do you reckon he calls them up? Do you reckon he's just like, you're released, mate.
You're released for the NBC.
Go and have a bit of fun. You're released, but be careful. Is he like when his his firstborn daughter's going out on the town for the first time? He's like, darling, go and have some fun. Go and have fun with Rebecca and Sarah, but babe, be careful. Okay.
I've bought you a 6-pack of Smirnoff Ice. You're not to drink anything else. That's
not
your
to
limit.
drink anything else. And
Just
remember,
6 of those.
Don't have anything uncovered at the bar. Always stay with your drink.
No, you're only allowed the 6 Smirnoffs, mate.
So
they're
only water.
They're 8%. There's
8%?
20 standard drinks in those.
No, that's
it's going to be written off.
No one should be drinking that shit. Yeah.
Remember Cody's, the 12% silver bullets? They took them off the market because they were too powerful.
She'll be all messy, bloody, like her skirt hitched halfway up her ass.
Hawke's Bay plays Taranaki, which either one of those could win. They're both good teams. They both had their moments.
I think Taranaki will take that one. That's my pick for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they get bolstered?
I reckon they're going to be. Does
Bodie come back? Does Bodie come back out of injury? Yeah, maybe, mate.
He'll be out for a wee bit, I think.
No, he's back.
No, he's not.
He's back for the end of year tour.
Yeah, but they got to keep him right, mate. They're not fine, mate. He's not back.
He's back.
I think Taranaki will be hurting after that Canterbury going over, so I reckon I'll pick them for that. They'll get up. They're a quality side.
Yeah. Hawke's Bay is also a quality side there, mate. They've got some non-All Black performers and some like McClutchy and Fakatava make a great halves combination for them. It's kind of their
McClutchy the bally.
Yeah, he's great, mate.
Yeah.
All right. And then the final game is Canterbury Counties, which is going to be a whitewash, surely. It's going to be a massacre. Counties will come off their little win, and then Canterbury's just going to come
possibly.
back.
I think Canterbury's probably going to it's probably going to put them in their place, but boy, it would be good to see an upset there. But I think I'm with you on that one. I think when it comes to playoff crunch time, I think Canterbury are going to go, no. The joking around is over now.
Do you think that you're going to go back to Pukekohe
in a title? I would say they're yes. I mean, they deserve to if they did, and I'm sure they're hungry for it after a woeful season last year. But then Otago, oh God, it's going to be good, mate. Otago Canterbury final, can it be that way? I don't know. I think it can if you're first and second, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well let's pick that one. That would make the most sense, and man, that'd be a great clash.
I'm hoping
Otago have got their number so far this season.
I'm hoping that either Canterbury or Otago dip out in the quarters, and then Bay of Plenty gets a home semi.
Wouldn't make a difference.
It would, mate. There's something about playing in front of their home crowd at the Tauranga Domain, which is really working for them.
You haven't got what it takes.
Oh, mate. One day we will. It's going to be great.
No, you should, yeah. And
I'll
be cheering for you.
We had a chance last year, mate. It went down to extra time. It was It was a very, very close affair.
And who's responsible for putting you away? Duplessis
Karifi.
And he's not there. Will he be released?
Oh, mate, you've got another game. He was probably really looking forward to it, and you guys really fucked it up.
He should go up and play for the Bay temporarily.
He should. Yeah, maybe we'll buy him for the next 5 years for the Chiefs.
How much do you reckon you'd have to give him to put him on the field? Like a couple of grand? 10K for the weekend.
Nah, mince and cheese pie and a hokey pokey ice cream.
Hokey pokey?
Yeah, I reckon he likes the simple things that just done well.
A goody gumdrop. He loves a goody gumdrop.
Nah, I think he's a little more sophisticated. I think he likes the vanilla flavour, but with that extra little bit of jolliness in the hokey pokey bits, Yeah. I love a hokey pokey.
Yeah. I love a hokey pokey too, yeah.
It's definitely the best. Like when I come back to New Zealand, it's the first thing that I reach for is at least We single scoop hokey pokey.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's nice, mate. That's lovely. Actually, the taste of home.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah,
it has to be tip top, and it has to be in a ice cream store
yourself.
that's got high turnover. You know.
Yeah.
You don't want
you don't want it getting freezer
over.
burn. Yeah.
No. You don't want it icing over. You don't want that icicle flavor. You want it to be super creamy.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be too hard.
All right,
you want to make sure that the temperature is like up enough where there's a little bit of softness, and you don't want the hokey pokey bits to be too crystallized. You want to semi a little bit of
I know what you mean, and the flavor around them goes a little funky. Yeah, you want it to be pure and creamy.
Absolutely.
Deeply creamy.
Yeah. If you face planted it into your lips, you want the ice cream to squish a little bit. You know, you don't want it to be too, and also you don't want it dripping either, because when it gets too icy, what happens is that the melting rate, it completely goes out the window and it starts dripping down your arm.
The Art of the Ice Cream by Rawiri Job. Good on you, mate, and good luck to the Bay and all the other teams for the quarters this weekend.
Mostly the Bay. Well, it's actually we can't be called the Bay. We're Bay of Plenty.
The Bay of Plenty, because the Bay is Hawke's Bay.
They
stole the Bay. You don't even get to say that. Nah. You're the lesser Bay.
We're Bay of Plenty. Yeah,
but you've got more. You're a bigger Bay as well, geographically. Yeah. Sup Bay.
Higher population too.
Chur Bay. All right. It's been lovely. Thanks for listening. We're going to tune in next week, and we're going to review what's happened in the NPC and look forward to the semis and the final. It's going to be a goodie.
And well done, All Blacks. We're proud of you.
Yeah, we are proud of you.
You could have won.
Don't listen to Ra.
No,
well, they could have. Mate, they won 4 out of 6 games. That's pretty decent.
What's that as a percentage?
77.
Super smack. I don't think it is. I think it's 66%. 66.6.
You're right. Okay, you could have done better, All Blacks.
It's a B-.
Hooroo.
Hooroo.